Hello everyone, thank you for joining me on the mat. We are going to work on a 30-minute beginners class. As I had asked on Facebook what class people would like, and beginners is what I got. So we're going to take it really easy today, really simple, and being really mindful. I'm sure we're all tired of being stuck in the house, so moving through your body is a really great way to maybe do a little bit something different than the sluggishness we've all been feeling. So when you're ready, hop on your mats and let's dive right in. Beginning on our backs in Shavasana. Lying down, and once you've arrived, tucking your tailbone up towards the sky so your lower back is on the mat. Your arms are taking away from the body, palms facing up to be receptive. Feet are as wide as the mat, toes falling out towards the side. Tuck your shoulder blades under your back and begin to drop in. Take a nice full deep breath into the body as you feel the belly rise with each inhalation. And feel the navel fall down towards your spine with each exhalation. Closing down the eyes. Sending the gaze inward. Inhale, one deep breath. As you exhale, let it all go and become even heavier. As you let your breath come to its natural rhythm, as you go even deeper and deeper within, letting the body completely relax. As you bring your awareness to the present moment, allowing all thoughts to go, saving them for after this time. As this time is only to spend with us, getting to know our bodies even better. As you start to breathe deeper into the body now, feeling once more the belly and the chest expand as you inhale. Create small movements within the body by wiggling the fingers and the toes. Bringing the feet together as you inhale, reaching your arms up and behind your head. Reaching towards the back of the room for a full body stretch. Point your toes, reach your toes. Reach, and as you exhale, bring the arms back down. We'll hug the knees in towards our chest. Give ourselves a nice big hug. Rocking from side to side. Starting to massage the spine. We'll take a really nice spinal twist here. So we'll bring our arms out towards the side in T formation. We're going to drop our left leg down long on the mat. Place our right sole of the foot on top of the left thigh. We'll inhale together here. As we exhale, turn our hips, send our right knee over towards the left. Now I got some props here with me which are really great. So I have a block. If your knee doesn't come all the way down to there, you can place your block underneath your thigh and bring the ground up to you on whichever level fits, or coming all the way around. once you have your knee wherever is most comfortable for you, sending your gaze over to the right palm. Shoulder blades are actively reaching towards the mat. And closing down the eyes. And letting ourselves become heavier here in the posture. Inhale as you feel your right side open up. Feeling the stretch in the rib cage. And let each exhale make you even heavier. Inhale, we'll come back up through center. Lower back is on the mat. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Rocking from side to side once more. And just feel the difference between the right and the left side already. Feel how you've stretched out one side. And the other side has not been stretched the same. Notice those changes within your body. We'll take our spinal twist on the opposite side, bringing our arms in T formation, letting our right leg fall long if on the mat, left sole of the foot on top of the right thigh. Inhale here as you exhale, starting to bring your left knee towards the right side. If you used your block on the other side, you can place your block under that leg, bringing the ground up to you, or letting it come all the way down on the ground. Gaze goes over to the left palm, shoulder blades reaching actively towards the ground as you start to drop in here on the left side. Inhale as you feel the stretch now on the left side of the body. The left side of the rib cage is opening up. And each exhale, we become even heavier, letting the spine twist. Inhale up as we come back through center. Working through the hips now, we'll come into a figure four. See if your shoulder blades have come up here towards your ears. See if you can, once again, tuck them under your back. So placing the left sole of the foot on the mat, the right ankle comes on top of the left thigh. Flexing the right toes to avoid any injury within the knee. As you inhale, lift the left shin parallel towards the ceiling, interlocking the hands behind the left thigh. And as you inhale, pull the left thigh in towards you. At the same time, press the right knee away from your body. So a lot going on here. Use your breath in the movement. Inhale, pulling in. Exhale, soften. Both feet are active. Shoulders away from the ears. Tucking your chin just a little bit in towards your chest so your spine is nice and long. Keep breathing, nice, long, deep breath. And exhale as we release to change sides. Right sole of the foot comes down, left ankle over the right knee, letting the left knee fall away from you. We'll lift the sole of the foot up, right shin parallel to the ceiling, interlocking our hands away from us. And again, we'll inhale as we pull the right thigh in closer towards us, as we actively push the left knee away from us. So going in two different directions here with the legs. Feet are nice and flexed again to avoid any injury within the ankles or in the knees. bringing the gaze inward here as we let the exhales release any tension, feeling the outside of the hips stretch. Notice if you're clenching your jaw, see if you can soften through the face. As we exhale, we release down, grabbing onto the backs of the legs, the knees tucked into the chest. We'll rock up to a seated position. So inhale, rock back and forward, taking a few extra rocks as it feels really nice on the spine, making your way up to a simple cross-legged position. So if your hips are really, really tight, or if you're practicing in the morning time, I always recommend sitting your hips up on a blanket or a block, so it's your choice here to come to that seated position. So find your modification with what feels good within your body. So when you're ready, we'll bring our hands onto our knees or onto our thighs, sitting up nice and tall as if that string was pulling you up through the crown of your head. Shoulder blades come down and away from your ears. Belly is engaged, navel towards the spine as we inhale, grow nice and tall. Exhale, soften the body. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften. Finding our mindfulness now as we come into our place of peace. As we find what feels good in the body in our practice today. Lifting the corners of your mouth for a nice smile as we drop in, opening up through the shoulders and the neck first. So inhale together. Exhale, dropping the chin in towards the chest. Inhale, starting to roll over towards the right side and back as you exhale. Coming through to the left side and back and towards the chest. Keep that circle going. Inhaling right. Exhaling around to the left. The breath is the most important part of your practice. It is your prana, your life force. It is the spirit of us. So throughout your practice, and any practice you do outside of this, if you ever lose your breath throughout the movement, just come back to it wherever you are. Next time you bring your chin in towards your chest, reverse the circle going in the opposite side. See if you can make the breath even longer. One more time, all the way around. Bringing your chin back in towards your chest. We're just going to take our hands and interlock our fingers at the base of our skull. And we're not pressing down really hard, but just putting a little extra weight within the hands. As you tuck your chin in towards your chest and get that really nice stretch on your upper back, your shoulder blades, and your neck. Send your breath there to where you feel the stretch. And as you exhale, soften. Inhale, release the hands, bring the head back up to center. Exhale here. Inhale one more time. We'll bring the head back, chin up towards the ceiling. Opening up through the throat. Inhale, back up to center. Placing our fingertips on the side of us on our mat. We'll take one more side stretch here before we hop into and do some cat-cows. Inhale, reach the right arm up, and as you exhale, over towards the left. Keeping your left fingertips on the mat, not putting too much weight. See if you can stay up on your fingertips. Core is engaged, and that right sit bone is still reaching towards the mat, nice and rooted down. So once you've arrived here, open your heart up towards the ceiling, reach towards the left side, gazes up. Inhale, reaching up, and as you exhale, right fingertips down on the mat. Inhale, reach the left arms up. Exhale, over towards the right. Same thing here. Most of our weight is still being held up by the abdomen, by the core. Fingertips are on the mat. Left sit bone is rooted down. As we reach to the right, opening up the other side. Heart opens. Gazes up. Breath is nice and deep. We're not holding or clenching our jaw here. And inhale up as you exhale, hands back down. Bringing your palms in front of you as we roll over the shins, coming onto tabletop position. Checking our alignment here, knee points right underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders, fingertips are as spread as wide as the mat, or as wide as you can. Avoid any wrist injury, pressing into each fingerprint here. You can either have your toes tucked under or tops of the feet on the mat. It's your choice here. When you're ready, inhale, drop the belly, lift the hips, gaze goes up. Exhale, rounding the spine, looking down at the navel, really bringing your tailbone forward towards your head. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, drop the belly, looking down at the navel for cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. Lift the hips up, feel the front body stretch. Match the breath with the movement. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, arch the spine. Inhale, one more. Exhale, rounding through the spine. We'll inhale, come to a neutral spine, and we're going to come into a beginner's puppy pose. So we're going to keep our hips and our knees in a nice straight line, and we're going to just start to walk our fingertips outwards. So maybe you stay here, if this is the space that you have. Maybe the palms come down and the elbows come down. So stay here. This is a really big stretch for the shoulders. Eventually you can melt your heart down, rest your chin on the mat. So find where you are today, and once you've arrived there, start to just drop in. Close the eyes. Keep the palms active by pressing the hands down. And breathe into the shoulders. It can be really intense stretch. Pressing into the hands even more, coming up, walking the hands back underneath the shoulders. We'll take a short child's pose here. So bring the knees out as wide as the mat for extended child pose. Big toes to touch. Drop the hips back to the heels. Walk the hands forward. Forehead rests on the mat. You have a few different options here. If your forehead doesn't reach the mat, you can always grab a blanket. and bring the ground up to you. You can always have a block as well. So that's your choice. Every day our body is a little different. So some days you can get in the pose and some days you can't, and that's okay. We just never want to push ourselves too much into a posture. So breathe here as you go inward. As you let your body melt. Still feeling a little bit of stretch in the shoulders and the hips. Pressing down into the palms now, walking up, back into a tabletop position. We're going to take a low lunge here. So we're just going to bring our right foot in between our hands. Back knee is still on the ground. Top of the foot on the mat. So checking your alignment here. So you want a really nice straight right angle with your hip. Fingertips come up. This is a really great place for your blocks too. If you have two blocks, you can always use the blocks. So if you can't reach all the way down to the ground. So once you're here, feel the stretch in the right thigh and the left thigh. Open the heart up towards the front of the room. Reach it through the shoulders. As we're here, navel is in towards the spine, so we're nice and strong. Our foundation is in the front bottom foot and the top of our back foot. Shoulders away from the ears. And on your next inhale here, we're going to inhale, reach our arms forward and up for a crescent lunge. And now you want to check your hips here. You want to make your hips are square. So your hips aren't like this, opening up. Take your hands on your hips for just a moment and bring the right hip back and the left hip forward. So they're nice and squared. And coming back with your arms up. Now as you exhale, we'll bring our palms together, bending in the elbows. We'll bring our left elbow to the outside of our right thigh. Right elbow is reaching up towards the ceiling. Gaze can go at the ceiling. If you're feeling a little wobbly this morning, you can always keep your gaze on the mat. Navel is still reaching in towards the spine. Nice strong foundation within the legs. And find your breath here. Inhale, reaching back up into our crescent lunge. And we'll exhale. Plant the palms down, step back into tabletop. Drop the hips back to the heels for the child's pose. Extended child's pose with our hands out. Drop the forehead down. Breathing nice and deep here. Once again, feel those changes you have created within your body. Feel the heat, feel the heart. Feel the difference in the right thigh and the left. Feel the sensations that we create, which bring peace. It's any kind of movement or exercise. Stretching is great for the immunity, and especially in these times that we're going through. And just to find that peace of mind and love for yourself during any time. So when you're ready, pressing the palms into the mat, coming back up into tabletop, or we'll take our lunge on the other side. So taking our left foot, placing it in between our hands. Check your foundation here. You have that nice right angle in the knee. Pressing into the foot, pressing into the top of your back foot. And start to get the hips nice and heavy. Really heavy fingertips on the mat. Dropping the shoulders away from us. Heart starts to open forward. And when you're ready, we'll inhale, lift the arms, reach forward and up into our crescent lunge. And then once again, bring your hands onto your hips. Let's check the squaring of our hips so your hips aren't opening up here. Bring the left hip back, right hip forward, nice and square. And then come back with your arms lifting up. Really reach the fingertips up nice and tall, lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, bring the palms together and we'll twist, bringing the right elbow to the outside of the left thigh this time. Breathing deeply here in the spinal twist. Feel your foundation. Your left elbow's reaching up towards the ceiling. Inhale, we'll reach back up, crescent lunge, reach, grow tall. Exhale, float the fingers down and come back into your tabletop pose. Or from here, we're going to drop all the way onto the belly. Drop all the way onto the belly. Keep the forearms on the mat. Or we'll just come into a Sphinx pose. So here your feet are either hip distance apart or your big toes are touching. Your elbows are right underneath your shoulders. Once again, fingertips spread nice and wide. And your heart is reaching forward. Feeling the stretch here in your mid-back and your lower back. Pressing the pelvis in towards the mat. Shoulders dropping down the back. We're here in our Sphinx pose. Opening the heart. Feel the heart. Any thoughts that may be coming up here, just let them go. Because we're here in this present moment. Quieting the mind. Feel the belly press into the mat with each inhale. And slowly, as we exhale, we'll lower down onto our belly. Make a pillow with your hands. Just turn your head to the side. And once again, just be present and mindful as we're here spending this time with us. As we're here stuck in our houses, it is really great to have the opportunity to spend a little bit more time with not just our families, but with ourselves. Alone time is so important to reconnect with your true self and your higher self. It really shines a light on where your priorities should be, what's most important to you really. So preparing here for a half bow pose, we're going to reach our right arm long out in front of us, pressing our hand down. We'll bend into the left knee, reach around with our left hand, grab on to the top of the foot or the ankle. If you do have a strap, you have the opportunity here to make a loop with your strap. And then you can place it on the top of your foot here. So then with your strap, you can pull your leg up here or just grab onto the leg if that range of motion is available for you. So when you're ready, inhale, reaching up. So once you have arrived here, feel that in the lower back. See if you can bring that thigh in closer. Don't let it come out to the side here. And then either staying here, if this is playing for you, if you'd like to take this any further, you can always reach the right arm up and really reach. Keeping your pelvis on the mat, keeping your top foot on the mat. Feeling your belly press in. Exhale, release down, make a pillow with your hands and turn your head to the opposite side. As we prepare for the left side now, just rock your hips from side to side, releasing any tension that may have been there in the lower back. Come to stillness, reach the left hand out in front of you, planting the palm, reaching around, bending into the right knee, grabbing onto the foot or the ankle, or using your strap if you did on the other side as well. When you're ready, inhale, lifting up through the thigh and the chest, making sure that knee stays in and we're not letting it go way out to the side here. And either staying here or reaching the left hand forward. As you exhale, release down. Make that pillow with your hands. Bring your big toes to touch. Find your breath. Notice if you are holding your jaw. Take a moment here to release any place within the body you may be holding any last bit of tension. Place our palms under our shoulders, and one last time, press up and back to the child's pose. Pressing into the palms, using them to walk you all the way up. Taking your hands on your thighs, palms are facing up, and just take one last moment here. As we begin to end our practice, tailbone is tucked forward so you're not rounding through your lower back. You look more like this. Shoulder blades away from the ears, lifting up nice and tall. Slowly, when you're ready, we'll come to sit on the right side of our feet, swing our legs from around us as we prepare for our final Shavasana. Lying down, feet as wide as the mat, arms away from your body. Tucking the shoulder blades underneath. And we'll just take a moment here to clench parts of our bodies so they can relax even more. So with your eyes closed, focusing inward. Inhale as you lift the right leg up, squeeze the toes, hold it really tight, hold all the muscles, and exhale, let it fall down to the ground. Doing it on the left side now. Inhale, reach it up, maybe just a little off the ground, squeeze the toes, squeeze the thighs, squeeze all the muscles. Exhale, release it down. We'll inhale, lift the hips and the butt off the ground, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the pelvis and the hips, and exhale, let it fall down and release. We'll do the same with the chest and the back, lifting the chest up, squeeze the shoulder blades in towards each other, squeeze the abdomen, and exhale, let it fall, feeling as each part of the body becomes even heavier. The right arm now, lifting the right arm up, squeeze the hands, squeeze the elbows, squeeze, exhale as you release. Lifting the left arm up, squeezing tightly, exhale, letting it go. Now squeeze the face, squeeze the muscle of the eyes. And exhale, softening. Take one cleansing breath here. As you inhale, breathe deeply. Holding the inhale at the top. When you're ready to exhale, let it go through the mouth with a nice big sigh. As we let our breath return to its natural pace. Letting breath soften as you feel yourself sink deeper and deeper. Slowly begin to take a deeper breath within the body to bring your awareness back to your physical self. Start to create small movements as we wake up the body once more to begin the rest of our day. Week. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Inhale as you reach your arms above your body, bringing your feet together. One last full body stretch. Exhale, bring the arms down towards your side, rolling over onto your right side. Using your hand to press you up into a seated position. Coming to a simple cross-legged position of your choice, keeping the eyes closed. We'll bring our hands in prayer at our hearts. As we chant the Om, the sound of our creation, the sound of God. Om Shanti Peace. Om Namaste. That's it. Namaste. Thank you all for joining me on the mat today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, wonderful rest of your week, and I look forward to seeing you the next time.